Hello everyone, my name is Abe Pickle and welcome to Warhammer 40k Darktide, which just released today. Woo! Congrats! Yeah, you made it. You finally waited the long years that this game has been announced and you've been waiting for it. But before you get into it, there are a few quick little tips that I believe that every new player should be aware of before they get started. So, some of these will be a little bit self-explanatory and I apologize for that, but it needs to be said. So, starting off, there's a main difference between this game and Fatshark's previous Warhammer game, Vermintide 2. You're going to want to stick together as a team at every single situation. In Vermintide 2, there were some classes that could get away with kind of lone wolfing the entire mission and going forward. Definitely don't do that because you will end up dead in this game faster than you can pray to the Emperor, because honestly, it's incredibly hard to play this game alone. You get overwhelmed. There are a lot of things that jump on you. If you've ever played Left 4 Dead, you can kind of understand you'll get ganked by one of these things and taken out. So just work as a team, stick together. That also means checking on your team's ammo. So this brings me to my second point, which is whenever you're picking up ammo, this game revolves a lot more around projectiles than Vermintide 2. So it's always important to watch your ammo and your team's ammo. So you're going to notice that in the corner, you can see a little ammo thing next to everyone's name. If you are new to the game, you are unaware, that is actually super important. It tells you how low or how high your teammates' ammo counts are, and will help you decide if you should take it or if you should give this to your friend. Now, you could be the greedy player that always takes every single little bit of ammo, or you can try to be the giver that gives everyone every single bit of ammo. Overall, yeah, that's up to you. But try to make sure everyone at least has a little bit of ammo in the mag. So, bringing us to our next thing, also keeping in that working as a team. Make sure you are using your deployables, your ammo, your med kits. These are going to be very helpful for your teammates around you. And don't just use it on yourself when it's like, oh shit, I'm low on health. If your teammate's looking low on health, like in the example here, you're going to want to deploy it or the ammo, whichever you end up finding. Honestly, it's worth it to just heal up your friend because then you don't have to pick him up later. So I think that covers just working as a team. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Overall, you know, this is a co-op game. Do the co-op part. Stick together. So now getting into a couple of the specific mission types, we're going to be going to the assassinations, which I noticed a lot of people at the beginning of the pre-order beta had a little bit of struggle with. There is one main tip I'm going to give. Mainly, everyone got to the boss, but absolutely got obliterated by him. Make the boss melee. Boss's melee is not as intimidating as his guns or projectiles in every single situation. And also, your melee damage does more damage to his shields than your projectiles. So you can see right here, we just absolutely ganged up on him and just obliterated him. If you hoard around him, kind of like the enemy tries to do with you, you'll overwhelm him. He won't be able to do enough damage, and you'll get him down. Simple as that. So, melee that shield. Get him up close, make him pull out his hammer, and dash away if you need to. Moving on, we have another one of those good old tips, as the video says. Look for secondary objectives in your missions. You can see here, as you're looking through the missions, anything with that little star at the bottom will be giving you different secondary objectives. It'll be helpful for your grind, for money, for buying items, because it'll give you more money and experience for leveling up, making it so you can buy more types of weapons. Which there are some weapons like you can even get, as you can see I'm using here, like right on the screen right now. Well, I'm using the sword, but you've probably seen I've been using a bolt gun, not a bolter, a bolt gun. So it's something that unlocks much later in the levels. Highly recommend using it once you get there. Oh my gosh. The person who put down this comment, you were correct. The bolter is absolutely crazy. Thank you for the recommendation. As soon as I picked it up, I can't put it down. But that being said, speaking of secondary objectives, there is one specific called Grimoires. Grimoires are great. You have to find them. They're this glowing green icon, as you can see the visual here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick it up. It's going to make it so you can't hold a meta pack and you cannot hold an ammo cache. Now, I haven't tried it, but I remember in Vermintide 2 there was something, I don't remember if it was a grimoire or not, that you couldn't put down. You can't pick it back up. I'm not sure if that's how it is in this game. I wasn't willing to test it because I honestly struggled to find them as it is, and it was a blessing to find them in this match. So, I always try not to put them down, but it's always important to know, as you can see by my maximum health right now, we're going to fast forward to later in the mission when I use this meta station here, and you're going to notice that my health does not regenerate. Well, it does, but then it quickly goes down. That purple is like infected or plague health. It basically just means that you can't heal that with an old meta pack. And the more grimoires your team has as a collective team, the less bars of health you can have. So, at least I think that's how it works. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I know holding one, though, make sure that you cannot get one of your bars of health. So be aware of that. Picking one of those up and holding it will be a detriment, but it also will get you more experience and money. So it's kind of like a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Which I honestly really like that idea. It also means you can't pick up the meta pack or the ammo crates, which is important. Just want to reiterate that. In the next tip we have here, we are going to be talking about your abilities. Ogrins seem to be the only people using all their abilities. That and the psykers, honestly. I barely ever see the scouts or the veteran sharpshooters using their ability to do increased damage. The thing is great. It deals such high damage. Please use your abilities. They are good. Especially, this one is mainly to sharpshooters. I've seen Ogrins and Psykers and Zealots all using their abilities, but I hardly ever see sharpshooters. And this is coming from me, personally, a sharpshooter who doesn't use his abilities. So I'm calling myself out with this one. I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but, you know, I'm going to try and practice what I preach in the future. So, yeah. Little tidbit there. The abilities are incredibly helpful. They're up pretty quickly. You don't have to save them for the big boss boys. You can just waste them on, like, you know, big hordes of enemies, or if you see a specialty kind of unit, go ahead and pop it. It'll be back up in 10-15 seconds. It's not going to be that long of a wait time, promise. Now, speaking of using your abilities, we're going to branch off from there, and we're going to be going over the secondary ability for your weapons. Right now, you're going to see me going through a couple different weapons, just snapping through them real quick. There are a bunch of alternate fires for most weapons, in fact, whether it be a flashlight, a shove, may's got a bayonet on the end that you can melee with, and they are very helpful, especially with melee weapons. Like swords, the devil's sword or whatever, a devil's claw sword or whatever it's called, that thing has a parry. When you're fighting one of the bosses in an assassination mission, parry that bastard. Do it. It's great. It immediately goes into an attack. You block it. It takes a little bit of your stamina because you're blocking. But overall, it's really fantastic. Like, the secondary or alternate fires for weapons are fantastic. For the chain weapons, like chain swords and chain axes, you rev up your sword or axe, and, you know, you get a superpowered attack next time. Takes a little bit of time to rev it up, though, so, you know, there's that little bit of trade-off, but it's worth it. Your alternate fires are lifesavers, so please use them. And for your 9th tip here, this one is another self-explanatory one, but please check your abilities. Make sure you are changing your perks and what you got for every single class. And whenever you're trying to change up your playstyle, make sure you are equipping the appropriate perks in the skill tree. You get one every 5 levels. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally taken the wrong perks in because I just forgot to change them when I just changed my gun on a whim. So it's very important, especially when you're doing higher end content, the higher difficulty levels, to do that. So make sure you're equipping the right perks, please. And overall, I think we're gonna wrap this video up by just saying, have fun. This game is awesome. It's got a wonderful community. I'm seeing a lot of people from like Deep Rock Galactic coming on over. Obviously, Vermintide 2. People that just love these kind of co-op horde games. There's been such a super strong community, like just from the pre-ordered beta, and I love seeing the positivity in all my matches. People always yell, "Not rock and stone" or "Love me emperor," simple as. It's such a great game, such a great community, and I think this game is just going to keep on getting better as time goes on. So, my name is ABA Pickle. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more Darktide content in the future, I'm going to be posting a lot of it. I love this game. If you have any ideas for content in the future, leave it down in the comments below. Or if you have any tips for new players as well, add to my list below. I didn't cover everything. There's a whole lot about this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, like, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.